on to day 5 of the free Extreme Law of Attraction Telesummit, dedicated to help you blaze a path to your dreams. I'm Lori Raymond, and Cecily and I are delighted that you're here. A couple of quick housekeeping notes. We will keep our interview to an hour. You'll be muted, and there will be a great opportunity to ask questions of our expert guide. And finally, you will be sent a 48-hour access link so that you can hear today's content-rich interview. I am Lori, and I'm the founder of Women as Visionaries, and my intention is to help women reinvent themselves through events like this, travel, and education. And I know personally that the law of attraction works in my life. In fact, the very first time that I did a vision board some 29 years ago, I put an image of a couple standing on the bridge outside of Notre Dame Cathedral. And fast forward 4 years from that first vision board, and my ex-husband proposed to me inside Notre Dame Cathedral. And, of course, I had used the powerful words, "I am now with my beloved," and that was the title of my vision board. And so, again, I know it works. Cecily?
All right, excellent. Well, my name is Cecily MacArthur, and I'm a life mastery consultant with Mary Morrissey and Life Solutions, and a certified life coach. And for me, I was thinking because of the topic today, the law of attraction. I have recently lost 50 pounds, or released 50 pounds. That's what
Woo-hoo!
50 pounds, and I'm still. That was my original goal. We're working on more, but part of that, and you're going to hear a lot from Sierra today about how she helps her clients to release weight too with the law of attraction, and really using my mind, having been tried every diet in the book for many, many years. That it is huge for me to have lost that weight and to really feel like I'm back to where I was. So we're ready to go with the law of attraction.
Wonderful. Well, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Sierra Goodman, who's going to be sharing with us Becoming Thin with the Law of Attraction. And this is a woman who knows how to manifest her dreams. Imagine being a paralegal. Now she's living on the waterfront in Costa Rica, leading groups to swim with the dolphins. And, oh, by the way, she just happened to transform herself by losing 170 pounds. She's really got a unique system. She's got an amazing and inspiring story and approach for us. She's also developed, obviously, a large international following and has written 2 e-books that you're going to hear about. So with that, I just want to say welcome, 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 Sierra, to the Extreme Law of Attraction Telesummit.
Thank you so much. It's quite an honor to be here with you and with the other speakers that you have. I'm thrilled to be here.
And we're excited you're here too. And we do have to apologize because the way that you're coming in, we have a little confusion with the phone line, so there may be a little echo there. Are you okay, Sierra? Can you hear us all right?
I hear you fine. And if you need me to call back in, I'm happy to do that.
Well, okay, as long as you can hear. Lori, do you hear an echo?
I do, but I'm fine, and you're interviewing her, so we're good to go.
Okay. All right, so let's do this, and this is great. And Sierra, we're so excited to have you here today, and all the way from Costa Rica. So I wanted to start first of all, and I just ask you about the environment and just describe it for people on the line. Where are you, and what kind of paradise are you living in?
Well, actually, as luck would have it, I'm sitting in California right now because I just went on a trip to Bimini to swim with the dolphins, and from there I came to California. But where I live in Costa Rica is an amazing paradise. I have 10 acres on a point, and all the things that you hear about, the monkeys and the toucans and the muskox, that. And there's dolphins and whales in my front yard, and it's a true magical paradise where I live.
Oh, it's a great image. Thank you. I'm picturing myself there. Thank you. And maybe visit. Oh, that's a good idea. Well, let's start and talk about your law of attraction journey to incredible change in your body. You want to tell us about what happened with you?
Well, as I'm talking about my property in Costa Rica, I've been a really good manifester in my life. Long before, it was coined the law of attraction and people started talking about it, I was doing it not really knowing what I was doing and just attracting things to me because of my, I deserve it. This is what I want. There's no reason it can't come to me, and so it did. Pretty much, not settling for anything less than what I wanted was my attitude, which is a good one to have if you want to get things to come to you. So, I always got great jobs, found great places to live. I always, got the car I wanted. I've always been able to manifest things seemingly from magic out of the blue, just by being set in this is what I want and I can have it, and not offering up any resistance. With everything but my here I was, living in paradise and living my dream life and taking people to swim with dolphins and doing pretty much everything I wanted to do, but I was over 300 pounds overweight at the time. Mm-hmm. And looking much like the whales that I was taking people to go see. And, it just didn't occur to me to use the law of attraction that I used unknowingly to get everything else to come to me. And, everything in my life seems to be dolphin-centered, and my weight loss is no different. And what happened is I slipped and fell in my bathroom and hit my face pretty hard. I had a pretty good shiner on. And when I get painful manifestations like that, I know the universe has something to say to me. I know that I'm not listening to something. I know that there is something going on that I'm not paying attention to, and finally they give me a clue by 4 over the head that says, we got something for you to listen to, And so I knew I needed change. I knew I needed to do something. So it just so happens a friend of mine had a trip going on in the Bahamas in a couple days, and I took off and I left because I knew I needed to get away from my usual routine, break the pattern, and listen. And on this trip, I had an amazing experience with a dolphin who gave me a heart opening. And it's really funny as I say these words because it just happened to me again this week. Something, kind of similar, another painful manifestation, and, it just, another heart opening, open heart surgery, dolphin style. And I wrote a note about it, and you guys can look at my Facebook page later about it. But anyway, this dolphin opened my heart. And when I got back home, things weren't the same, and I knew that I was being called to love myself. I loved everybody, and I loved nature, and I, love this and love that, but, at 300 pounds, there's something lacking in the self-love department, and someone sent me pictures from the trip, and when I saw the pictures of myself, honestly, I was shocked because, I'm always me no matter what I look like on the outside. And overweight people, we tend to be really disconnected from our body. And I had no idea that I looked like that, honestly. It's like you look in the mirror, you kind of glance, and you make sure you don't have food on your face, but you don't really, see yourself. And when I saw myself, it just, I just went, whoa, okay. Now I'm beginning to see what this was all about. And I knew I had to change, and I just, got quiet and went within and said, what do I do? And, first that came up is deservability, and finding that and learning that I deserve to be thin, because that's number one. If you don't think you deserve to be thin, if you don't think you deserve to have money, if you don't think you deserve a relationship, you're not going to get it, or you're going to get, something messed up that matches your, it's always a match to your belief. And so, I just really got into where was it that I wasn't loving myself? How could I not love, where was it that I wasn't loving myself? And so I'm sorry about that. And so I started doing some affirmations. And, the thing about affirmations is that they only work if you believe them. If you're saying affirmations that you're not believing, you're pretty much erasing everything that you're trying to do. So what I do when I'm not believing I love myself, I am loved, is I go into what ifs and what would it be like? And so, how would it feel if I loved myself? And you can start, doing that kind of daydreamy thing of what ifs to get yourself into a feeling place. So I started out with the deservability, and this is funny, and you're going to see that this turns into an acronym of diet. And what's nice about it is it doesn't only fit for weight loss, it fits for everything that we do. But it turned out really nice when I asked the universe what to do. And also with the D comes desires and getting clear about what you want. I wear a size 6. And with the I am, because I think you've already talked about this a little bit, the I am statement is like your God statement is I am thin. So I really wrote down my desires, and so I became deservable, making myself feel deservable, and also my desires. And so what came next was intuition and inner guidance. There's a lot of diet books out there. There's a lot of people telling you what to do. There's a lot of skinny doctors who've never had a weight problem telling you what to do. And I just went, I need to follow my plan. I need to start listening to my body. I need to start eating intuitively what my body's asking for. So I got really quiet and did that. And, that was a process. It wasn't like one day this diet was sent down to me from the mountain. It's a process, and your body changes. And, just in general, paying attention to your intuition and your inner guidance in life is so important, and not following just what everybody else says. And, one of the things that came to me was Japanese green tea. And I always want to make this clear. I am not a Japanese green tea salesperson, and I am not saying this would be the thing that would work for you and for everybody. I know that it was this is what your body needs, Sierra, and I did it, and it did help. And, other things came to me, and, even now, I listen when my body craves something, and, asking for the guidance. I cannot do this by myself, but God, Spirit, Source can, and show me the way, and listening to that guidance. And then the next thing is the E, which is emotions. Well, emotions is the big thing with food. We have such big emotions tied to food, and we have all the stories, starting from when we were young, and how we use food to stuff down feelings, which was a really big one for me, stuffing down. It just, the starving kids in Africa, food is love. I eat because I'm stressed. I eat because I'm happy. I eat because, it's such an emotional thing that we've created food into be, when really it's what we should be using to nourish our bodies and not put so much emotion on it. But we do. And the thing was to start going one by one as these emotions came up and creating new patterns, new connections to those emotions instead of having them be all connected to food. You can like picture the pathways in your brain and like every emotion, boom, food, sad food, and you want to start breaking the patterns and recreating new thoughts, new emotions that relate to food. And, I've already got to the T, which is thoughts, and, this is changing your thoughts. And it's so important to become the detective, to become the observer of your life, because that's where you'll catch your old beliefs and patterns. Because if you're just running in robot mode and doing the same old, and going through your day and letting everything just kind of flow like it always does, you're going to be stuck in the same old day after day. And it really is about becoming an observer of your patterns and behaviors and catching them. And when you don't get upset with yourself and go, you idiot, you let this affect your life, your whole life. You be gentle with yourself and go, aha, I've caught that thought, I've caught that emotion, I've caught that pattern. And you break it, you start breaking it. And it takes practice and it takes repetition, but it's possible. I'm here to tell you that it is possible. So doing that, it's like an onion, and things are going to always be coming up, but you don't get at all. And it's better than, feeling bad, for sure. I mean, it's a step in the right direction, but it's a lot more than that. It really is getting into that feeling place. You have to get there. You have to be it right now. Like, how are you are you sitting right now how you'd be sitting if you were thin? Are you know what I mean? Like, everything you do, every action, and I know everyone just sat up. But it's true. Like, who are you being right now, right? So.
Well, this is amazing, and you started to talk about your workshop, so I do want to give you some time to talk more about the work that you do. But just want to thank you for really your enthusiasm on this, and it's such an important topic because so many people, they are into the brute force of depriving themselves and discipline and exercise and making it happen. But if they're not really working the four elements that you're talking about, and in the deserving and the intuition and the emotions and the thought, then it's just the weight just comes back, and so and they're never going to be happy with, and they're never really going to see themselves thin, as you're saying. So this is a really amazing program that you have, and I believe it will help so many people to really shift to where they need to be. So I'm going to hand it back to Lori, and let's talk a little bit more about your work.
Okay, well, Sierra, thank you so much. And again, your enthusiasm, as Cecily said, is just contagious. And I know, I heard a statistic watching a Discovery Channel TV program about a week ago, and it said 30% of all Americans are suffering from obesity. Now, this is not overweight. This is obesity. I mean, it's pandemic, and even sadder that you and I know that this generation is the first generation that might not live as long as their parents. So I just believe as we're moving into 2012 and even this year, your message is just more important than ever, Sierra. So thank you so much for doing the work and for sharing it in just it just sounds so easy, but but you're living proof that it can happen. So tell us about your website, and I know that it is iam, and those words iam are together.com for everybody. So what can they find on their website, and how can they continue to connect with you, Sierra?
Okay, on my website, you will find, a bit about my story, and you will also find a way to purchase my ebook. And it is an ebook right now, but it's not this flimsy little 10-page ebook. This is, a 70-page book, really, that outlines what I just told you, the diet acronym, and, it gives you affirmations and exercises, mental exercises. We're talking about flexing our mind muscle, even more than, our regular muscles. So there's the ebook, which is, a great start, but I've also developed some guided visualizations and hypnosis programs because of the feedback that I've gotten from people, and because we as humans do need repetition. You know, we over and over and over again. We need to hear it over and over again. And so I've already mentioned the stepping into your thin body, which, you know, like I said, is essential for those especially that can't get into that thin, you know, cannot become thin in their mind. And then I have another one that's called emotional and binge eating, and deals with a lot of, you know, those issues about, you know, emotional and binge eating, what we've been talking about, you know, using food for filling the void and stuffing down your feelings and boredom and fatigue and tension and depression, and it covers all of that stuff. And then I have another one called Body Image and Self-Esteem. I think the title is self-explanatory, but this one is a lot about the worthiness aspect of this. And, you know, feeling good about your body and loving your body. I mean, our bodies are amazing. They're pumping blood, and they're doing all these things that we don't even think about. And, you know, a lot of people blame their bodies, but really your body's doing exactly what you tell it to do. Your body is responding to your safety issues and your food issues, and your body is protecting you and doing everything you say. So it's really about forgiving your body instead of like cursing it, and learning to love your body, which is so important in this process. And then I have fear of success and being thin, and obviously we've talked about that. So, you know, I took the big issues that I had and that others have had and made them into these guided visualizations and hypnosis. And the thing is that they are accompanied by magical music that use frequencies and brainwave entrainment, and, you know, it's kind of like this complicated, weird-sounding thing, but it pretty much gets your brain to listen to what's being said, is, you know, the bottom line. You're able to intake this information a lot better. And the fourth thing, the fifth one that I have is what I call a repetitive affirmation program, a RAP, and it's affirmations one after the other. You know, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that, you know, all of it that you can listen to. And all of these, you know, are good to listen to all night, because what we didn't really have time to get into is subconscious mind and conscious mind. And your subconscious is the one that holds all these beliefs. And, you know, you can say in your mind, I am thin, and your subconscious mind says, no, you're not fatty, you know, because of all your programming. And
right.
So these,
well, what you've got you said five powerful tools that people, if they go to your site, can take advantage of, right? And then you're doing webinars. And again, Sierra's website to share with you and yours. And as you were speaking about binge eating, I was thinking about teenagers and our young, even middle school girls, and how powerful it would be to offer this resource to them. And again, Sierra's website is that's the three letters together, -im-im.com. And just continuing, if you want to have this information, which I know I want to listen to it again, I invite everybody to consider purchasing the Extreme Upgrade Package, where you will get MP3s of all of these 10 really content-rich calls, which is our commitment between Cecily, myself, and our expert guides, and also some amazing bonus gifts. And Sierra has been very generous in that she is giving downloadable access to two books. They are ebooks, and the two titles are Becoming Thin, and then Sierra's Becoming Thin Tips, Tricks, and Ideas and Inspiration. So two of those ebooks are included in the bonus gift. So thank you so much, Sierra, for participating with us, so that, you know, people are just getting value added if, in fact, they choose the Extreme Upgrade Package. And with that, I want to turn it back to Cecily, who I know probably has lots of hands who are raised and want to ask you some questions. We want to get to that. So, Cecily?
All right. Well, we haven't asked them to raise their hands yet. If you're on the phone, this is our question time. So you want to push *2 on your phone. If you're on the webcast, you can write a note in the box there, a question, and we will pick that up too. So raise your hand, star 2, and when we just ask you to be respectful of other people, we would like to get in several calls, if possible, several questions. So don't go on and on. Try to be succinct about your question, and don't hog Sierra's precious time either, because she's got a lot to offer. So, all right, I'm going to start with the first person. We're going to then identify you by the last 4 digits of your phone number. So the first person, I'm going to unmute here, and your phone number is 6058. Hello, what's your name, and what's your question for Sierra?
Oh, Cicely, it's Sheila. It must be my week because I need help with abundance.
Okay. Well, Sheila, what would you like to ask Sierra?
I just wanted to thank her because some of the things that she was talking about were resonating with me, and it made me feel better about some things that I'm a little bit stuck in and processing. So I just want to say thank you.
Oh, excellent. All right.
And thank you to Laura and Cicely for doing another wonderful series.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. We have, this one is 5757. Hello, you're unmuted. What's your name and what's your question for Sierra?
Hi, my name is Adie, and my question is, I've had the experience where I feel hungry, but it seems that nothing that I look at or think about will satisfy that hunger. So I don't even know what to eat, and I feel like it's more of it's a physical pain, but it's more of a spiritual hunger. Can you speak to that at all, and what that might be?
Yeah, first of all, a lot of people think they're hungry when they're really thirsty. So, the first thing that I would do is drink some water, because people do not drink enough water, and hunger can definitely be thirst can be disguised as hunger. So, I would try that first, but definitely, so many times we want to feed our souls, and what we do is feed our mouth. And, when that's happening to you and nothing's really sounding, you're probably not hungry. I would drink the water, and with your water go, what is it that I really want? What is it, and not food-wise, but what is it that I'm craving right now? Is it love? Is it companionship? Is it, exercise? You just got to this is what I'm talking about being the observer and listening, because if you're feeling uneasy like that and wanting something, there's something that your body is wanting, but, it might or might not be food. So I would try water and asking yourself what it is that you truly desire in the moment that's not food related, and see if that helps you.
Okay, thank you so much. This has been wonderful.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go to the webcast now and look at some of the questions that came in there. We have Brent in Pretoria. He's saying, how do I start to change of getting those not like-minded people in your life? He wants to change without insulting them or maintaining your own best group of like-minded friends. So how do you make that switch over when you were talking about who you surround yourself with? Can you talk a little bit about that, Sierra?
Yeah, what I've noticed is you just be who you really are. Stay firm in that and not feel like you need to change your vibration for anybody else. And it just kind of happens organically. It's really important to not make people wrong and go, dude, you're so low vibing, I just can't have you in my life. That's you don't want to treat people that way. This is about respecting everybody, and everybody's perfectly on their path where they should be. But maybe not in our immediate inner circle, So it's really standing strong in your vibration, being who you really are, not wavering from that, not being so concerned about what everybody thinks and what everybody's saying, And just like live your life strongly from who you are, stand strong in your vibration, like I've said a few times now. And I swear it, just like people just fall away. And, sometimes it's really easy and just, the phone calls become less and they just kind of slowly disappear. And sometimes there is like an upset, some kind of thing that happens. And you know what? That's okay too. Just trust the process. It's okay. Because as people go out, other people are going to come in. And it just trust that. Just, it's really about trusting, trusting the process and trusting what's going on, and not, like, if someone disappears from your life, not going, what did I do wrong? But just going, what did I do right? and trusting that. Like, stand strong in your vibration. That's the key.
That's great, and that vibration of who you really are will bring in the right people too. I agree with you. Absolutely.
It's law. It's the law.
All right. Well, I just want to give you. There's India from Topanga, and she's thanking you for. She's a lot happier, and the weight is falling off, and she's thanking Sierra for that. So
I love her.
That's great. We have Shelley in San Antonio. She said, I have 15 pounds to lose and have tried to discover what it is that I'm afraid of that is keeping on that 15 pounds, but I cannot find anything. How do I dig deeper to get to the root of it?
Stop focusing on the 15 pounds. This is the other thing that why I try not to use the word weight loss, but, if I want to get in the search engines and stuff, there's certain words that I need to use so that people realize that this is about releasing weight. But, what people do, and what came up as soon as, she asked her question, is she's focusing on that 15 pounds. And so there they are, staying with her because she's focusing on them, and really start living life and stop worrying about the 15 pounds. And follow your body's intuition, and maybe exercise a little more, or maybe there's some food that will come. What you focus on is your thin body. Don't focus on what you have to lose. Don't focus on how far you have to go. Focus on where you're going and how it's going to be, and and your thin self right now. And when you give up focusing on what you don't want, somehow it goes away. Law of attraction. Simple.
All right. Excellent. Well, we're running over, so I want to just give you an opportunity, Sierra. Is there some final words of inspiration you'd like to give to our listening audience about using the law of attraction to be thin?
Yeah, love yourself right now. Don't put off your life until you get thin. Stop focusing on weight. Start focusing on what you want to be, where you want to go, who you really are right now in this moment, knowing that you are a divine spiritual being here for the experience, for the fun, for the tears, for the laughter, for all of it. It's a wonderful ride if you allow it to be. And even the things that come up that are problems, it's really just new information. It's really just guidance, all of it. And, enjoy life. Be happy right now.
That sounds great. Lori, why don't you wrap us up?
Okay, wow. Well, first, on behalf of Cecily and myself, to everybody who's here online all over the world, we just thank you for being a special part of the Extreme Law of Attraction Telesummit. And we hope that you'll join us back on Monday, and you'll invite friends over the weekend just to be a part of this amazing journey with us. And finally, Sierra, thank you so much for sharing this journey with each and every one of us. And we just see it rippling out and touching and changing and transforming so many people's lives. So thank you again, Sierra.
Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing.
Well, you are welcome. I mean, it's our pleasure. And so I'd like to invite everybody to join us for Monday. It'll be day 6 with our expert guide, who is Liz Green. Her topic is the law of attraction in action. Say that 3 times fast. Positive clarity and your universal breadcrumbs. And Liz is another inspirational leader, transformational mentor, and she's known as the Law of Attraction Queen. I cannot wait to hear her wisdom. She has a joyful, very playful spirit, and she's been sharing this wisdom with her international seminars, coachings, and video. So we look forward to having with you, again, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Monday with Liz Green, the Attraction Queen. And with that, I'd just like to say thank you, and as Sierra told us, stay strong in your vibration.
Blessings, everyone. Bye-bye.